Well, hello there. Would you like to build an amp? Well, chances are you're gonna need a whole lot of Cetus Wisps to do that, and today I'm gonna show you the optimal way to farming wisps. This should provide more than enough for you to be able to get your amp done or whatever else you want to do with wisps. For this undertaking, you can use whatever Warframe you desire, but there are a few who stand out. Ideally, Warframes that can get around the place extremely quickly. Stuff like Nova and portaling all over the place, or Zephyr, or whatever else you guys desire. Just put a lot of mobility on, because again, your efficiency will be determined by two things. How well you can see the wisps, and how fast can you move throughout the map. I'm just gonna take Zephyr because this is my best solution. Just for me, again, Nova portals would be a bit better. You can put on whatever the hell you like for your Warframe. I'm gonna point out Loot Detector and Thief's Wit. As you probably know, these give Loot Radar, and with the 30% from the Loot Detector and 42% from Loot Radar, and you can also have Animal Instinct on your Sentinel as well, because we want to be able to see all the boxes in an area, so we can quickly identify where wisps can be. Well, that's pretty much it. Again, you can put on whatever. If you guys want to use Zephyr, like I use Zephyr, I put a whole lot of duration, because duration actually increases the distance you fly when you use your one ability. And that's pretty much it. We're not going to be doing a whole lot of fighting, so let's head down to Cetus so I can show you the optimal way to getting them wisps. And here we are on Cetus. Now, you can do this solo, and this is how I recommend it. Just set the game mode to solo, or maybe you want to farm with a couple of friends, invite them over and all whatnot. Just mark the location of the wisps if you guys want to do it together. But ideally you want to go solo, and most importantly at night. Now you can do this during the day as well. It's no trouble at all, but the problem is the wisps have a much higher chance to pop up at night. You will see a very noticeable difference between the amount of wisps you get during the day and during the night. Where are the wisps, and what is this direction I'm taking? The wisps can spawn around bodies of stagnant water. So basically what we're gonna be doing is going around all of the small little lakes on Cetus. Now keep in mind that wisps cannot spawn near the ocean, okay? So when you get to the ocean border, you might as well ignore it, because there's no chance of a wisp there. And here's a little wispy over here. You can see it on the minimap. It appears like a loot box. That is like the sign for the wisp. Ideally would have had like something different, so you know exactly where you're going. Here's number 2. But they just look like ordinary loot crates. However, keep in mind that wisps will always be super close to the water, right on the edge. And here is wisp number 3. Again, this is at night, and at night usually you get much better results for wisp farming. During the day you might get a little lower. And by a little lower, think like 50% lower, something like that. Because yes, at night you might want to farm eidolons and all whatnot. And in essence, this is what you do. You simply go around the pools of stagnant water, and if you do a couple of runs, you will soon learn all the spawn locations of the wisps. Like for example, this big lake here, which is next to the ocean, it's still worth checking. I only seen twice a wisp spawn here, and this was actually the second time. As you can see, yay, wisp. And thankfully for me, I managed to lose all of my energy, well, most of my energy, by diving in the water. Don't do that. You can't use energy siphon if you use loot radar, because well, you can have 2 auras, so there you go. So just continue on the run, go around all the pools of stagnant water, and initially when you start doing the runs, you're probably gonna run around with your map open, simply because you don't know exactly where to go and all whatnot. But after you do 1, 2, maybe 3 runs, you'll quickly get the hang of it. You can get these runs down to, I don't know, 2-3 minutes at the very maximum. And well, that's pretty much all there is to it. If you guys want to go for a booster, yes, the resource booster will boost the amount of wisps you get as well. So instead of picking 1 up, you'll be getting 2. So if you need a lot, like for the level 3 amps, then definitely a resource booster will cut down on farming time. One last little bit of advice that I would like to give you: if you're doing this as with any farm, you wanna stick to what you're doing. Don't get caught up in bounties or fighting enemies and all whatnot. Just stick to your wisps so you can get it done as fast as possible. Now another thing you might want to know is that if you just approach the wisp really closely and you don't pick it up, like actually walk into it, the wisp will slowly start to float away. Apparently these little guys are mini sentients or sentient babies or some weird thing like that, which makes it a little bit weird that we're actually mashing them up and grinding them into weapons. I don't know. No, I honestly don't know. But here's another wisp. Let's change the subject. And this is how you farm wisps. This is the best way possible. And again, at night. During the day, just follow the same route as per the usual. Go around all the pools of stagnant water. You can ignore the ones which are really up north. I have barely ever seen wisp there. And it's simply a whole lot of time getting there and getting back. It is simply not efficient. When you get to the big lake, to the spring over here, Renti Spring, whatever it is, just simply go down the spring, follow the river road, so to speak. Now wisps can spawn on either side, but the left side, as we're going to Cetus, usually has the higher chance for wisps. And as you can see, there's all sorts of boxes around, so some of these can trick you, some iridite veins as well can trick you. Quickly check them out and simply move on forward. Over here, no one spawned this time, but here is an actual spawning point as well for the wisp. And the minimap will show you a lot of boxes here always because of that cart over there or that loot thing. But never actually have I seen a Cetus Wisp, but you will see some along the riverbanks, especially at night. On the other side, you're gonna see there's an iridite vein which always has the tendency to trick you. If you guys need iridite, then definitely get the iridite as well. You're gonna be able to find on this route a couple. Now we're almost done with this run. We're just gonna check out the end of the river over here, and there's a small, well, big ass puddle over here. A small big ass puddle. Yes, I suck at this hard. In any case, that's the entire run. What you should do at this point is simply just go back to Cetus, rinse and repeat. The smallest amount I got from this run during the day was 2 wisps, and the smallest amount I got on this run during the night was 4 wisps. Maximum was, I think, 7 or 8 for both. And that's gonna do it. Thank you guys for watching. Like, favorite, share, and subscribe if you enjoyed the content. If you got any feedback for me, by all means, leave it in the comment section down below. I'll see you guys next time. Bye bye!